Hello. We are the Happy Historical Commission. I think it's the only happy group in town. Everybody else has got problems. We don't even have a lawyer that sits with us. It's the 13th of September. We're pleased to be here. And I have no name tags out today because I don't have a key to the file. And Mike Brennan's not with us. He took the key to Maine with him, or not. I'm not going to worry about it. So, other than that, let's just jump in. I don't think it's going to be a lengthy meeting, but we've got some news to talk about. So, in front of you are the minutes of the July meeting. You probably all got them on email anyway, but I always like to have a copy just in case there's a question. Do I have any questions? Well, let me go for a motion first. Do I have a motion to?
Sure, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of July 12th. We didn't meet in August 3.
We didn't meet, yeah. Yes. All right, second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor? Aye. I love it when we can move that fast. We're skipping the financial update today. Nothing really went on. And we'll talk a little more next session about finances. I just got a statement for another payment due from our consultant on the district, and that will be in the neighborhood of $3,330. That's a good number, and will leave us with a balance in that of about $1,100 still yet to be paid at the very, very, very end. But this covers the time that Phil's been working with us up to this point. So it's been a long haul, but we're getting there. Okay, so moving right on to the monument refurbishment. Now, how many of you have been up to the Common? Oh, one.
Very impressed. Very
All right.
impressed.
And you guys, you live, hello.
I could throw a stone at it.
Don't you dare.
Mercer, our newest cemetery business in town, cemetery monuments business, did a fabulous job. If you saw it, did you see the newspaper article? About P&G, about a week.
Oh, I saw the
two
A
weeks.
friend of mine cut it out and mailed it to me, and I did get to read it.
Excellent. It was a fascinating day. It took them hours to do, but they took our 38 names of the founding families. They created first they gave it to me on a computer mock-up, and I approved all the writings and made corrections and things. You don't want to get that one wrong. Well, there are ways to help and fix it later. We don't want to do that. They made a template on leather, actually. Huge thing, fits over the whole back of the monument.
Oh.
And it sticks on like a sticky surface so that it won't move. They had pre-cut, die-cut the names, and then once it's on there, they just pick out the leather pieces that have been cut, clean them all up very nicely, and when they think they've got everything laid out perfectly, then they come in with a sandblaster. The guy wore, this had to be an 80-degree day, head shield, like an apron thing, and actually something across his legs. So as he's sitting there shooting this, I don't know what they use for it.
Was it water
depends.
or was it air?
No, it's water. It's dry. It's
air?
Beads of something,
Okay.
and it just eats right into that granite.
Is that sand? Is it
Sand. It's like a
is that
sand.
all sandblasted?
Silica.
There's so many medias now that they use.
Depends what kind of stone you're using,
Yeah.
and hard or soft stuff, but you've got to protect yourself.
Sure.
So, and he also had
Earmuffs.
earmuffs on. He's under there, and I'm like, oh, this is a warm day to do that. Took him, I would say, 4 hours. Two guys smelling each other, and when that's all done, and they think it's finished, they peel this skin off, this leather out all the little gooey things that are still, any residue, clean out all the grooves, and they painted with an inside, they shouldn't say paint, they sprayed inside a color, a darker gray. It looks almost black, but it's not black, it's just dark. And those names just pop. They look fabulous. I mean, if you got daylight left on your way home, get there, take a look at it. And unfortunately, it's, you know, on the church side. So if you're going up the street, you're not going to see it. You need to go up the curb drive and go, oh my, looks fabulous. So we were very pleased. They were at the selectmen's meeting last night, explaining their new business in town, and
good.
We're happy to have them here. They're right across from Marty's. You folks at home that need a memorial stone or a marker for your house, you want something with numbers or your name on a big stone or whatever, they do anything like that, anything in the morning, or a little garden bench, something in granite. Hi, honey, I got you something in granite. I don't know what anniversary that is. 110. Probably your last.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the end.
But you can't throw it at me. So I'm happy to see it. It's done. We paid for it. Thanks to the Malzer Trust, the Janet Malzer Humanities Trust paid for that, and it's going to be in the Times. I don't know if it's this week or next, because they called and asked to run the story. I said, be our guest. We'd love people to know about it. So that's good. If anybody at home takes issue with somebody not on that stone they think should be there, you can call me. You got to have proof. I think we've looked pretty good at it, but we have room in case we need to add a name later. Okay, demo West Main is soon.
Yeah.
A few weeks. The grid sent me a thing about a week ago saying maybe the end of the month they'll be pretty much done with their planning. So I would think sometime in October it'll go forward. And that's going to be interesting to watch.
Is there a time frame of how long it's supposed to take once we
No. But I'm figuring they're going into the winter, so once they remove that and then they build the new base and then they fill that in and they've got to put grass, I mean, it's going to take a while to make it look good.
Yeah.
So it's going to look ugly most of the winter. You won't even see it. Well, there'll be so much snow, or not.
We need snow.
But it's going to make a difference coming over that bridge. And we probably need to think down the road about a welcome to Dudley sign that's inviting. Because right now you don't know, you come across that bridge, you just, where? Was it Dudley? Oh, I'm in it?
And I know that, like, you know, there's going to be the wall, there's going to be grass behind it, but what are they actually going to see when people drive by? All that back will be open now, right?
Yeah, you're going to be able to see the mill, the back of the
Mill will
mill.
be quite open. Okay.
Very, very much.
There's no trees or anything along the side there, or is it near the...
There are some trees back there, actually,
Yeah.
along the ravine and such.
Is this a one-story building?
It's a well, maybe as tall as this table. That's it. It's not a building. It's going. The building is going. It's the one-story old Stevens retail building. And in its place will be a wall. And it'll be on the line that the original building was. And we'll have a sign in there saying, you know, what this was, and maybe a picture of some workers or the building itself. We've got an old picture of the building, early 1900s.
And the abutment of the green trunk as well.
And the abutment.
You know, I just feel bad because there's no place in the city, in this town, that has any notice that the Grand Trunk even existed in this town.
Yeah.
And I think that's a
There are
problem
lots of
place.
vestiges, but
Yeah.
no signage.
Right.
So it's something we need to think more about getting out there.
Right.
And that one's the most visible, even though there's very little to it. And
Yeah.
when that finishes, there'll be very, very little to it.
That's right.
it'll be more like, you know, a large monument, just tucked on the side. We'll see. I don't know. So it's coming our way. Keep your eyes out. Should show up soon. All right, historic district progress. Since we've met, had we discussed that the state was paying for another guy to help us on this?
No, I don't remember that.
It's all new news to you? All right. Tim is the new consultant. And what I'm guessing is we've been working at this for, lo these many, 5 years, whatever, to get this district defined and ready for the state. On April 1st, chose that date, we sent our proposal in to the state. And then, lo and behold, they came back and said, we're assigning a person to it, which is a good indicator that they want this thing to move on. So the good news is this guy has a PhD. This is what he does. He rolled into town and met with me and Phil, our consultant that we've been using, and Mike, and we laid out what we had prepared, and he began re-looking at the district. Now the district originally we had from the Carter House to the church property. Now it's going for the state from the Carter House to what used to be the first school.
You had mentioned that.
Yeah.
That I remember.
Okay, so we've extended that one building into to the south. It cleans up the lines a little bit. We've also added a couple of places along Southbridge Road. Old Southbridge Road now has 2 buildings going west that I hadn't included originally, but it figures they're old enough. And there's also a cellar hole across the street from one of them, and so we're including a little parcel of land where we know an old house was. It's just going to make it a little cleaner, tidier looking district, and they're going to talk about all of these buildings. Tim's been working feverishly on this, and I'm delighted. He's also sent out just today, you'll see the barber cut out, the one we've used on stationery before and
Yep.
such. And he wanted us to just know that he's planning on using that in there. So he wanted to know if what he put here is appropriate. The last paragraph, I don't know why there's a number on that middle paragraph, 563 to 564. I think that's because this was pulled from a book, and now he's added one more paragraph saying what's on this and what's not on it. Obviously that was a woodcut, so you get some artistic license. It's not like we had a photograph. But you can figure out, okay, the Congregational Church is dead center. There was a church left, as you can see it.
Yep.
That would be the corner of Healy Road. And there was a church to the right, a Methodist church, but it's not plain, because you know these buildings are just kind of sketched in. You can see the tavern, which looks very tall, you know, in front of the church. And then moving to the right, at the 4 corners, you've got a house that was there, and I think it's demolished, but I think it was burned or destroyed. Yeah, William Hancock House, which was destroyed in 1825. Built in 1825, but has been destroyed. And then the Carter House, way off to the right. Close enough. No one's going to be getting very picky about how that looks.
It's funny they don't mention the cemetery though. 'Cause the
Right.
cemetery would have been present then, right?
Yes. Pretty hard to depict a cemetery, I think. You know.
Well, you just know it's,
It's right in that very right-hand corner there. So anyway, he's planning on using that. So if you have any issues with what he said in the bottom here, let me know, and we'll get back to him on it.
Should the year be there the second line in the last
Yeah.
non-indented paragraph. There's a year after every, oh,
Rear L. It's just the L of the tavern, you
oh,
can
but,
see.
I mean, I just, there's no year. Should there be?
Oh, the
Or do you
year
want the
built?
year?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why didn't he do this?
And District 1 Stone School doesn't have a date either.
Good point.
And the William Carter House doesn't have one
Yeah.
either.
Well, we don't
Well, I don't
know,
know.
we don't know the date on the Carter
Oh,
house.
okay.
I mean, we know that there was a house there. And in fact, the house that is there incorporates the original house.
Really?
Yeah. They just built around it. So if you're on the northwest corner of that house, so going around toward Shepherd Hill, when you turn the corner, that very edge of the house was originally there. If you stand there and look at it, you can see just the first floor. There's a little bit of change in the siding.
Hmm.
And I've been inside, and it was a very plain, small room. Nothing major. But I'll ask him, I'll say, okay, what do you want to do with dates and
Well, you
that?
know, it was there in 1732.
Yeah, well, we don't know if that house literally was like that, or if they just had something else.
Part of
Could
it
have
was
been a
there.
shed, but the property, that literally it was Carter's farmstead, so something was there. And whether it was replaced, we don't know. But you are correct, madam, it was, as we understand it, the first one. All right, I'll check with Tim on that. It's good that I can send him back something. We're watching you. But it's encouraging to me, if they've got a guy and they're paying for him, then they've got to get this thing done. It's kind of like a green light to get it on. And I'm looking hopefully toward next June as a big celebration. But we'll know, because it'll have to pass the state level before that, and then it has a couple of months that it can go to the feds. But I wouldn't mind celebrating even if it's just been sent to the feds. I don't think we need to worry about it. That's a rubber stamp at that.
Now, may I ask,
Yep.
where did Mr. Dudley live?
Mr. Dudley, I don't know where his property was. There was at least one Dudley family in 1732 and living here. Because if he wasn't living here, he wouldn't be on the founding family's name, which is interesting. Because it was just named for the original owner, but he had property in town. So I don't know where that is. Those records would be too. We don't know many of these things at all until the 1800 period. Then we were better about it. Although the Healy farm, Williams farm, now Mosley farm is probably like one of those that's better documented. But there are very, very few of those. But I'm looking forward to it, so cross your fingers. All right, let's move on to scenic roads. Anybody got any ideas?
I think we need a definition.
Okay.
Yeah, to know what a scenic road is. What do you call one scenic road?
All right. So you want to do a little internet search?
Yeah.
See what the state says.
Yeah.
The town has a couple voted at town meeting, but
Are those on town or state level?
town level. But I would assume we're using some kind of definition that the state has. Otherwise, they would have been dreaming it up
Yeah.
right there. And they seem to know that it meant that you can't alter the walls and the trees along the sides without public hearing,
Mm-hmm.
for one thing. Now, whether people living on those couple of roads even are aware that they're scenic roads or not, because we haven't marked them, and what their restrictions might be, I don't know.
So how do we find out which roads those are?
Well,
I think
That's
Marsh
what-
Road is marked as one.
pardon?
I think Marsh Road is marked as one. And on the town
Yeah.
website, there's a couple of roads that I can't recall. I think Marsh Road being one of them. It's a small list and an obscure part of the website.
Okay, if you
Is
dig
it
that out.
actually marked as a scenic road, or is it like in the description, this road is a,
They
is
were
this
voted scenic roads.
voted by who? The selectmen?
Town meeting.
Town meeting?
Town meeting, on the floor of the meeting. The other one is not Marsh, the next one down.
Maybe
No, go on.
Going with choice.
Piazza or Henry
No,
Marsh?
no, the other way,
The other one?
the other way.
That's,
Hayden Pond?
Hayden Pond.
Yeah.
Hayden Pond is one. And I'm thinking the Hayden Pond one runs all the way,
Across.
maybe to
it
Corbin.
does. It does.
I think they
Oh,
they
you mean the scenic road?
included the whole road. But we don't know. We have to see if there are descriptions. Maybe you'd have to almost know when they were voted at the town meeting. And goodness, that's a good 10 years ago.
Is that called Marsh or Henry Marsh Road, or they just?
There are
they-
two
There are
different.
two different ones,
Yeah.
Henry
oh,
Marsh
okay.
is the last left before the Oxford one.
And Marsh Road is,
It's the one that goes into Oxford. Goes up
And you
over
see the
hill.
Audubon sign on the corner.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so I'm assigning Chuck to this. It's gonna go in the minutes, Chuck.
Can do.
Black and white now.
Anything else on scenic roads?
Whether or not I come back with anything, that's another story.
Could be etched in stone next week, so.
Trees. Same thing. We need to come up with a little plan on what we want to do about trees. I've been looking. It's interesting. I go, oh, this is a great tree.
I mean, looking as you're going along?
Yeah.
or- Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to watch the road. But every
Oh,
once
I
in a
thought your
while
wife was
now,
driving.
your eye goes and you say, what a fabulous tree. This is the best time of the year to look
Mhm.
if they're changing color, because they'll be prominent, we hope. We can get our cameras out, take some pictures of trees we like, and it'll be a great, maybe spring project for kiddos in the school system.
Arbor Day.
When is that?
This is the very end of April.
April, yeah.
All right, so
sometime
that's
April.
about okay. And if we can find out if there's a grade level that deals with, I don't know, green stuff. Trees and shrubs and bush. I don't know. But Arbor Day itself would be enough. That gives us a little while to think about it. So put your thinking caps on. Come back next time and we'll talk about an Arbor Day plan. And we need to think about, what we talk about girth or height and variety. It'd be nice if we would be able to actually find, a walnut tree and a chestnut tree. Some of these magnificent pieces that you don't see anymore. An elm, a real elm, not one of the new ones.
We have a real elm, I told you, right on Center Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
that's
it?
the remote units.
Can we cut it down, see how old it is?
No, you're not gonna do that. Anyway, somebody else might do it, but
I
not you.
know it. But those are the kinds of things we need to think about. So we'll move that up on the agenda next time as a full board discussion. Bring your ideas and we'll see what we can put in. All right, future events for the town. Anybody know of any? Anybody toot our horn? Under the petticoats, which will be at the tavern, a discussion of women and their undergarments? I don't think so.
Don't you wish?
That's Thursday night, so it's 2 days off. People watching this will say, "Oh, I missed another one." Yes, you did.
Correct?
October 1.
Yep.
Apple Festival for the Grange. The Craft Festival at the Tavern. Nichols is having their homecoming that day, and right smack dab in the middle of it, 2 o'clock, 2:30, is a wedding at the Congregational Church.
No kidding.
Wow, gonna be busy.
Which
up
will be
the hill.
interesting because the Grange would like to have their cow flop raffle, whatever they call that, on the common. But part of the common is going to be used for craft fair tents too. So that's to be negotiated. I'm not sure the bride would be pleased to know that the cow is.
I know
Yeah.
the bride, so.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm going to the wedding.
Like
So
Dave.
watch what you say.
No, I'm just saying. You know how it is. You plan your wedding
Yeah,
and you
it's
think
funny.
it's going to be a gorgeous fall day and clear sun, maybe a little leaf color. And where'd these tents come from? What's this music? What's the smell of the snack shack? What is all of this? So it's going to be kind of a surprise.
Plus they may not be any parking.
Parking is
Gonna have to
Uh,
big issue. They'll
maybe
bus
she'll have
their
it.
they're
guests to the
gonna have to
fair.
hold space for the bridal party.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, and they can shop a little. If you haven't brought a gift,
Yeah,
just
just mess with it.
walk through the tents on your way in and pick something up.
Good idea.
Hey, alpaca stuff, you know, there's good stuff. How about some beeswax? That's nice. Some honey.
Some candles.
Oh,
What day of the week is that?
it's a Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh yeah, it's going to be interesting. But the good news is the road's all done. The road is, it's not going to be a muddy nightmare like it was last year. Oh, okay. Anything else? Preservation projects, other business, member comments? Motion to adjourn?
Hi.
Say so moved.
Okay, make a motion to
Adjourn.
adjourn.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're out of here.